When maple producers are thinking about how to manage their sugar bush, or woodlot owners are thinking about how to manage their woodlot or their forest, the body of knowledge, the science that goes into that decision-making process is included in what's called silviculture. So silviculture, the two parts of the word silva and culture. Silva is a Latin word derived from meaning trees or groups of trees or forests, and then culture is to manipulate. So it's the manipulation of the forest or manipulation of the woods. It's the equivalent of agriculture, so agriculture. Silviculture has some unique attributes. It's based in science, but because of the variability that we find in the woods, you oftentimes depend upon the forester that's writing the silvicultural plan for you, the prescription, to finesse it with a little bit of art using their experiences. So what silviculture does is it tries to manage or tries to manipulate four qualities of the woods or four qualities of the forest. So the first is the establishment. So silviculture is used to different manipulations of the vegetation are done to establish desired species, preferentially over undesired species. Silviculture is used to control the composition or the mixture of species. So we think about the species mixture as we call that the composition. So here in a sugar bush, we obviously, if we're trying to establish new plants, we want that composition to favor sugar maple, but we also want a diversity of species. We're worried about the growth of trees, the growth rate, whether it's the height growth or the diameter growth. So silviculture manipulates sunlight so that we can control the growth of the trees. And then finally, silviculture is used to manage or manipulate the quality. So when we select some trees to grow and some trees to cut, we'll usually be cutting those trees that have poorer quality. So the stem may have defects that lead us to believe that the stem is going to fail, that it's going to break, that it's going to split, that there are insect or pathogens that are going to be problematic for that tree. So the silviculture is the art and science of controlling the establishment, composition, growth, and quality of a forest stand in order to obtain the owner's objectives. What's included with silviculture is any manipulation of the vegetation that occurs within the stand. So the silvicultural activities are going to happen across the entire stand. So it might be that you're planting trees. It might be that you're pruning trees. It might be that you're thinning the woods. So you're focusing or concentrating the growth on the best trees and removing the lesser quality trees or the less desirable trees that are competing with sunlight. It might be that you're using an herbicide treatment or anything that you're doing. These silvicultural treatments or interventions or manipulations happen across the entire stand. How this happens is by working with a forester. Foresters are people that have training, college-level training, such that they understand the ecology, the economics, the environmental characteristics of what makes forests function, how to make sure that the trees are healthy, that the things that you're trying to accomplish are sustained through time. So working with a forester is an important part of developing a silvicultural prescription. So the forester should go out, do inventory work. They might use an angle gauge or a prism, collect initial data, analyze that data, talk to the landowner, understand the landowner's objectives, and then decide what needs to change in that stand in order to accomplish whatever the owner's objectives are. So you have your starting point and your ending point, and silviculture is what moves you from the starting point to the ending point.